I thought of something fun to do. Hey Goodgis,
Hey man, what's up?
what if I made you some art, and then you made me some art,
Go on.
and then we each make a game out of the art?
What? No way.
Yes way.
No, there's no way I'm doing that.
Would you do it for a cookie?
Is it a chocolate chip cookie?
I really like game dev, and when I say that, I mean all of it. I'm mainly a programmer at heart, but I also like making the art, sound and music to the game. But because of this, I always make art for specific games, and never tried making a tileset or using someone else's. So I slid into the DMs of my friend and fellow YouTuber Goodgis, and we decided on the following. We each have to make our own tileset. Since we both made enough platformers, we decided on making top-down 2D art this time. Next, we would exchange our tilesets, and then would have 24 hours to make games out of the other's art. Since I work a 9 to 5 full-time job, I was going to do my 24 hours non-consecutively, since doing it all in one go would be stressful. But before we go ahead with the challenge, I just want to say that the channel has just hit 10,000 subscribers. And to show you just how crazy that is, here is 10,000 balls on screen. That's a lot of balls. A simple thank you wouldn't be enough for this, so I'll be hosting 2 game jams to celebrate. To find out more, wait until the end of the video. Now before I make a game, I have to make some art for Goodgis. I've never made an art pack before, not even a proper tile set, so this was a weird one for me. I initially went down a Game Boy style and thought, you know what, let's go as broad as possible. But after making tiles for pretty much a whole house, I realised that this ain't exactly an easy tile set to make a game out of. With attempt number 2, I wanted to get more precise, so I started making a Wild West tile set. I liked this a lot more than the previous attempt. But once I realised I would have had to draw buildings, I decided that it wasn't going to work. And with attempt number 3, we struck gold. When making this tile set, I imagined it'd be used for some sort of survival or village building game, so that at least gave me some perspective. I also wanted to use bright colours, since Goodgis is pretty good at that. So with the tile set done, time to make the exchange. It seemed Goodgis went a little similar way with his tile set, except that he made the characters all axolotls, which is possibly the best idea anyone has had in the history of ever. So time to make the game. After the Wowie Jam, I really liked what I did with my entry Colosseum, which is like a mixture of 2.5D and 3D similar to what Octopath Traveler did. I don't know if there was a proper definition to this, but I'm gonna call it the Sprite Diorama style, or 2.5 diorama. I thought I'd try the same thing again with this. How I did this was I had a cube prefab which essentially was made of 4 quads, front, top, left and right. I wasn't going to have the bottom and back quad since that just wasn't going to appear on game. This was quite a long-winded way of doing it since I had to separate all the art out of the pack into individual files and then use the individual textures. And the cubes didn't join together in one big mesh, which probably would have been better for rendering. But I just liked the look too much. And I tried using sprite renderers instead, but then it got those weird break lines, and so the material way was better. I also added a very simple player movement there, just because I've done it so many times it barely took any effort. In day 2, I added a little camera controller that simply sticks to the player like glue, and was deciding on which camera angle to go with. I ended up going with the lower down one, but I did use a higher one later on in the game in different areas. In day 3, I added a little animation to the Axolotl player, and handed them a shield and a sword. The player can swing the sword around, and you get a cool swipe pixel effect. You can also use the shield, and though I did keep it in the final thing, it's a bit useless to use it, to be honest. Oh, and if you're noticing the background, that's because I decided to have a go with shader graph to create a sea effect. Oh, and while we're talking about Unity packages, I decided to use Cinemachine for the first time, and the camera movement now just looks a whole lot smoother. Next thing is to add some enemies. I started off with this mouse creature that initially followed the player using a nav mesh baked of the island, but later on it gave me really weird results, so I instead just used vector3.move towards when the player is near and on the same level, though right now the player can't actually kill the mouse. My idea for day 4 was to add more parts to the island. At first I was wanting the player to move to the next part when they defeated all the enemies, but later I decided to instead use this music note that, when collected, will then enable a Cinemachine virtual camera to get the camera to move to where the island will show, then slowly elevate the island with a camera shake, and honestly, I think it's one of the coolest things in game dev I've ever done. Also, chest. At the beginning, I had this room, and I wanted to bring it back. So in day 5, I got this island with a room that has a locked door. If you kill the mouse, then it will drop a key, and when you collect the key, the door will unlock. The camera will also change angle when the player is in the room, which I think is pretty worth having the rooms in there. With day 6, I added some UI to actually have the player die in that, and a nice cool transition in and out of the game. I also added a couple more islands and a main menu screen which just looks so peaceful. Now at this point, you're probably thinking, oh, this game is pretty much done now, right? Well, so yes, the game is technically done, but I wanted to add something I had kind of been ignoring: sound. I did also add 1 or 2 more islands too, but it was mainly sound for day 7. I recorded some sounds and got others from Freesound, but what I'm most proud of is the music. For this I used my Ableton Live 11 trial, and though I had no idea what I was doing, I managed to get something nice sounding with synths. From there I made individual tracks that will layer on top of each other and would just start with one track when the game starts. From there, when you collect a music note, it adds in a track to the piece. I did this with just playing all the tracks in individual audio sources, and when one wants to come in, I raise the volume from 0 to 1. So this is what the music at the beginning sounds like. And this is what the music at the end sounds like. Pretty cool. Okay, game finished, so let's see what Goodgis thought of it.
Yo, what's going up, everybody? We're gonna be playing some Axolotl Island. Ollie, I love the fact that you made your game. I'm assuming you did it without even knowing it, but I love that we both did 2.5D games. Super fun. I love this. I love the music. It's very ambient and cool. Whoa. Let's get started. This is sweet. I seriously love. That's sweet how you did the sword. It really adds so much depth, literally, to the game by doing that. Whoa. That's awesome. This is sweet. All right, guys. I'll give credit. Unity's powerful software, especially if you know how to use it. Hey, little rat. Oh. Get him. Hey, got a key. Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. I love that so much. I just love the attention to detail. I love the camera pivot. Get him. Get him. I think you did a really good job of like utilizing all the artwork. That's one problem I think I had with my game is, oh, no. Oh man. Did I? Oh, I'm full health. Okay. I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, that's the problem I had with, I think, with my game is not utilizing all the artwork fully, and I had to use some. Part of it was just running out of time, but I think you did an excellent job of busting this game out and creating something that really, like, it's amazing to see how you took the artwork and really made it come alive. Let me go over here. Rat in a chest. Hey! Ooh, okay, I like that. I just can't get over the fact that this game has such a great atmosphere to it, and visually it's gorgeous. And I'm not talking about my pixel art. I'm just like the way you brought it to life is incredible. Oh, and I can't get enough of that door animation. I'm glad the rat guys worked out, because I was like, when I was making them, I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna fit, but they look pretty cute. I love the way they animate and move. Ooh. Oh, that's so sweet. Come on, little rat. Come on. Come on. Come on. Sweet. Oh, no room for mistakes here. There we go. Nice. Okay, we got an extra key. I'm not sure what that's for yet, but we'll find out. Here we go. All right. I just can't get over the styled execution of it. Ooh. Hey! That was awesome. That seriously was such a cool experience. And that just gives me ideas in the future too for, like, you could almost make like an actual JRPG in this style or something. And it just works. But that was such a cool game, dude. You put me to shame. You put my game to shame, and fantastic job. I'm thoroughly impressed, and yeah, fantastic work, man.
And that's the challenge. If you want to see what Goodgis did with my art and watch me play through his game, oh of course now the doors are on me too, then either wait until the end card or go to the link in the description to his video. And go subscribe to him while you're there. He's a great guy and he makes awesome games. And now let's talk about game jams. I was already planning on this, but since the channel just hit 10,000 subscribers, it makes it a more special event. I'm working on hosting 2 game jams. The first, happening next weekend from Friday 14th to Monday 17th of May, will be a small game jam happening only on my Discord server, and that jam will work differently to other jams. In this one, I'll be tasking you to make something more specific. For example, a game with a shop system, or a game with a skill tree. This game jam won't necessarily have any rules either, so you can use any assets or art packs or whatever you got from online. I will probably be making a video out of the entries, and there is nothing to win in this one, but it will be fun and challenging, and so I hope to see as many of you there as possible. But for the second game jam, things will be a bit more normal and more large scale. MashUp Game Jam 2 will be happening next month, June 18th to 21st, and I have a really fun theme set in place for that one. There will be a video later on going into more detail about that game jam, but if you're too eager, then the itch.io link to that jam page is in the description. But for now, if you've liked this video, then please like and subscribe. If you haven't already, then join the MashUp Games Discord server, where I hope to see you in the small game jam next week. This is MashUp Games, signing out.